Good day. This is Andrew Tandy Aspiring Me Davis. I'm a Houston based artist, and this is the second episode of Scott at X interview series. I have with me my good friend, Mr.
Rodeo Joe,
Yo Joe. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
good, aka Screwzart,
Yeah.
aka Joe Funk,
What
aka
else?
Joe Yo,
What
all of
else?
that.
All of that. All of the above, man. And don't worry, we'll like edit it in to where like we'll like put every, you know what I'm saying, like everything like right there. Um, so Rodeo Joe is relevant to this conversation because, as you all know, we are examining the Purple Line on the Metro Rail as it goes through Scott Street, and the different stops that it comes across. And this stop that we're currently covering is the Elgin and Scott stop, and Rodeo Joe stays around that area. But right now it's like in like a little like hazy phase, Joe. I don't know if you want to further describe on like what's going on with your situation at the moment.
Yeah, so like, man, shout out to Andrew and X Marks the Sky. This is great. It's like historical stuff. You're gonna be able to preserve this, in the future when talking about the neighborhoods because it's changing so fast. You're gonna need something to have be like it was once like this, you know. But it's I stay right. I stay. I'm no longer there right now. I recently had a house fire. Unfortunately,
Oh,
everything is good. God made a way for me, blessed me even after. So blessings come in ways you never imagined.
so where are
So
you right now?
right now, I'm back and forth between Houston and Port Arthur.
Oh,
Port Arthur. My whole family is from Port Arthur. Uh, Everybody in my family, and
Southeast Texas.
Southeast Texas. Home of Janis Joplin, UGK.
Yeah.
So I stay right up. My grandmother stayed right up the street. So my grandmother passed away, a few years ago. Rest her soul, and she has this house out here. So I come out here just to kind of like drop a little bit, kind of. I could write, get things done for my business and business ventures that I'm doing. It just allows me to kind of just be how I was in my own space,
For sure, for sure. Right quick, Joe. So I noticed that you said that your family is from Port Arthur. That's actually one thing that I didn't know about you. We've been friends for like seems like almost going on like a decade or like almost like
Yeah, a
yeah,
little bit
yeah,
more than
yeah, yeah. We've been friends for like a really long time, but I didn't know that you all were like from Port Arthur. So if you have a little bit of like family history that you can share with us, how do you all uh, come from Port Arthur and end up in Houston, and then correlate that to how you specifically end up around like the Elgin and Scott area?
okay, okay. So yeah, all my family was born and raised in Port Arthur. I never met my grandfather on my mom's side. He passed before I was born, but he was a maritime. I hope I'm saying that right. But they be the fishermen on the boats. He did that for a living, and my grandmother, me and my grandmother had four kids. My mom was the first; she had three kids, and I'm the youngest. I have three other aunts, but my dad, he's also from Port Arthur. And when he met my mom and they got married, his business took him to Houston. He felt like he needed to expand more because Port Arthur's very small. It's not that many people. Everybody knows pretty much you've seen almost everybody in Port Arthur. It's not like that tiny, but it's pretty small, And but yeah, so they moved to Houston. Long story short, my brother and my sister were born. I have an older sister, older brother. They were born in Port Arthur. I was the only one born in Houston. Uh, and we grew up on. We start off actually in A Leaf. That's funny because I'm not, that's Southwest, right? Or is A Leaf its own thing?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. A-Leaf, that's Southwest.
Okay, so like when I was like a baby, then we moved to the south side of Houston, and I grew up in Sunnyside, Kennedy Heights area. But I went to school not to kind of get to where we're going with the X marks the Scott with Purple Line. I went to school. A lot of schools I went to were in Third Ward. I went to Pilgrim, St. Mary's, Catholic. I went to a lot of Catholic schools, even one Catholic. It's just a structure. The Catholic way
Does
has a
Third Ward have like a strong like is that like a heavily like dense like Catholic area for like
yeah.
black people?
Mm-hmm. It
Oh,
is.
nice.
Uh, Yeah, so St. Mary's is like one of the most historical Black Catholic churches, and it's like, you know, it was a Beyonce win. Everybody, you know, went to school with Beyonce, like Solange and shit like that. Master P's kids, you know, Lil Kiki's kids went there. You know, it's a really historical school in a historical area right next to TSU, U of H. But you got St. Peter's and you got St. Mary's. Those are both predominantly Black Catholic churches right in the Third Ward area. So I went to school there, whatnot. But after I graduated from college, I came back home and I moved into a house with some guys I knew in high school right off a road. Roads in other people know
hey
me.
Joe, I think we lost your. Oh, all right, there we go. We got you. We got you.
I don't know. Maybe I should put it on airplane mode. Maybe that's my mom trying to call. Shout out to my mom.
Shout out my dudes.
But yeah, my dudes. But yeah, in Third Ward, I went to a lot of schools, and when I moved back, I moved into Rosewood, where I was in a band for a while, and then I moved to Rosalie. So that's off the Purple Line, walking distance, right there. You know, it's right there. You can get to. I use it mostly for when the Astros kind of sucked. The tickets were so cheap that I would go to almost every game over the summer. Almost every single game.
I remember you being heavy into. Well, like you're like a big sports like aficionado. Like people don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you used to get up there out at DePaul. You know what I'm saying? Like even though I could dunk on you, but let me stop. Let me stop. No. No way.
I used to run track in college. I was a long and triple jumper. I had the school record in triple jump before this guy. He beat this African kid. Of course, this African kid would bounce. He came and got it. But yeah, I heavy in the sports, bro. But right there off of Purple Line, I moved to Rosalie, where I continued doing my music, and I've been in education for 9 years. Even while I was in the band, that's how I sustained myself, other than trying to do music and my arts. I taught for 9 years on my own company, ran an after school company and summer camp program. But right off of Rosalie, bro, I would usually take that to get to Astros games. So you get on Purple Line, you can go right downtown, it'll drop you right in front of Minute Maid Park. Yeah. So that's the most I use for it, to go to some bars when I didn't want to drive and all like that, you know. But it's very convenient when you live right there. Like when you live there, it's convenient. I can see I could be inconvenient for others, but I could benefit from it. But man, it's dope that you're doing that, because it's a lot of cool artists that like are around the Third Ward area and like kind of around that area. So
yeah, man, that's what we want Scott X to be. Is like a highlight of like the different artists that like inhabit around these stops, and like how the Metro Rail, specifically the Purple Line, has like impacted their like life or their art or both. It sounds like in like this case, like you had like accessibility to like, you know, like have some like downtime to like go do things that you enjoy outside of like music and art, like going to check out the Astros and things like that. So like it feels like the Purple Line was a nice way for you to be able to unplug and like access different things.
Very
even with
so
like
bar, anything you want to leisure stuff, you can go to bars, restaurants, drop you right there, you drop right back. You know, it's 15 minutes. You know, nothing to
for sure.
I love it.
Man, is there anything else that you would like to add about the Purple Line? I feel like we got a pretty strong, you know, like I feel like this is pretty strong.
Yeah, the Purple Line is, you know, it's how about this? The Purple Line, how cool is it to be called the Purple Line? And it's just purple is synonymous with Houston and Third Ward and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I know that had to come somewhere into play. Someone
in the marketing department at Metro was like, "Nah, it's going through Third Ward. It's the Purple Line. It's the Purple
Line." Somebody did that. So whoever in the marketing department, kudos. You know, promote them, because they were thinking. They
shout out to Miss Gwen, the executive of communications. Maybe she knows whoever was a part of that project.
Miss Gwen, yes, the Purple Line. They were thinking that's very much synonymous with, not to be promoting any, you know, drug use.
It's a synopsis with like the DJ Screw culture, for sure.
Exactly, you know, which is Houston culture, whether you like that or not. You can't take that. It defines Houston, really. It really
Yeah.
does. We
How
can
do you feel
that
about
right.
like Scott Street is like serving as like a main vein or like artery in like the third ward area?
I feel like the best place to live in Houston is Third Ward. I feel like you're so centrally connected. Scott goes to everything. You can get to
It
everything from
does.
most things,
Yeah.
you know. And Elgin too. So, but mainly Scott, dog. You can get to anything from Scott. It's like a, if you have to say major veins in your, like if you had to equate it to your body and having major veins and like you say arteries, Scott would be like one of the main ones pumping through the heart, a big one coming through, you know. So Scott is very important and running right down the purple line runs right down it. So if you know Scott, then you know where to go on the purple line. You don't have to feel like you're lost or anything. It's like, oh, it's just like going down Scott, really. You know.
Hey man, Joe, look at that, man. I think with that, I think we should close. Man, thank you so much for your time. If anyone wants to, well, not well, like not if, for people that would like to check out your art, your music, for people that would like to like tap in with you with like things that you have going on. I know you have a couple of projects that you're working on that you can't really speak on at the moment regarding education, but if
Yeah.
anyone's interested in reaching out to you, how can they do that? And I will put it up in a little caption underneath.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate this time, man, and I'm glad I could speak on the purple line and its impact on someone who's used it. So, and you could catch me on Instagram at Screwzart. That's SCREWZART. And then I'm Rodeo Joe on any other thing. SoundCloud, all streaming platforms. Jammy Boy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Inspire Me, great artist, someone who helped me out early on when I got acclimated back in Houston from college and the music scene. Helped me just get reintroduced. You know, just helped me out a lot, man. And you know, I can't thank you enough. And there's a lot of people in Houston that could say the same thing about how much you've impacted them and helped them throughout on the art scene because you're a major artist on the scene, bro. And I'm glad that I
Thank
can
you.
know you, and I'm glad. So yeah,
I appreciate your time, man. Well, with that, guys, we are gonna turn it over to the performance. Joe, praying for you, praying for everything like regarding like your home. Um, I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad that you have like that family like legacy and history to be able to like access things in your family to like help you out. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times like people have to really stretch outside for their resources, but it is a blessing that you've had the accessibility to, you know, like dig back into your roots in regards to Port Arthur. It's a beautiful thing, man. Um, and yeah, you know, I really hope people enjoy this interview. It's been a great time speaking with you. Love you so much, man, and take care.
peace.